And speaking about not feeling like real life, Pras from the Fugees is a $20 million, was it $20 million informant for the U.S. government in an international kind of crime ring where he's trying to influence U.S. politicians that include Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and others in for the Chinese. And for the Chinese government. Like, another thing that doesn't feel like real life, Pras from the Fugees. From like the early 90s is on trial or just got convicted of being an international, basically, spy. Crazy. Let's get the details of this. I don't know the full details, so I want to get into this. I know it includes Leonardo DiCaprio testifying in court. Let's check this out. How the fuck do you steal $4.5 billion and nobody catches you right away? Billion dollars. Like, how do you steal $4.5 billion? There's no way you were doing that alone. Like, there had been a lot of people involved in that for you to steal $4.5 billion from the government. I can only imagine how deep this story, like, truly goes. Like, they're trying to paint this dude as like the sole kind of like antagonist, whatever, behind all this, who started this, who's stealing all this money. But like, there's no way as one individual you were stealing $4.5 billion. I bet he wish he took that goddamn plea deal now, because he's facing 20 years and he got convicted. Like, but he's facing up to 20 years. And I think that plea deal was for like probation or whatever. Like, whoever gave him advice as a lawyer, they should be in prison along with him, because I'm 1,000% sure he wishes he took that shit now. Decades. Ooh. Yeah, you know why. He got them connections. He got those deep connections, deep pockets. We know why. Pras got some bread from this, but he ain't got the type of bread and connections that he got. $1 million in a half an hour on drinks. Bro, I don't care where you're at. Like, a bottle alone, you know what? Like, I mean, get up to 10,000 for like probably the more expensive. 10,000, maybe even 15. Bro, $1 million. You know how many of those bottles you'd have to buy like in 30 minutes? Wolf of Wall Street. I didn't know that. The irony, bro. The absolute irony. So, I mean, again, this is some shit that you can't make up. Like, an international political influence ring featuring Pras of the Fugees, Steve Wynn, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, what the F is going on? Like, dog, I know he saw that million in 30 minutes. He thought he came up on a lick. Absolutely thought he had a lick. Oh, we got one right here. I'm about to take him for as much as I can before he gets wise. I know his eyes got big. $1 million in 30 minutes? And then homie hits you up 6 years later trying to do business? Like, you thinking, oh yeah, I'm good now. I'm set. Like, what you need? And little did you know, like, he 1000% should have did his research, because look at the shit that he's into now. Like, let's get into the next one. He's actually convicted. $20 million for a photo. I know it's Obama, but $20 million for a photo. I get it. Like, that amount is crazy. Like, it'd be almost impossible to kind of turn down. But if you're like, sensors aren't going up like right away, like, yo, something might not be right here. Like, what's going on? Like, that's kind of on him as well. Like, you should have for sure had your like antennas on high at that point. Like, $20 million for a photo. That's it. Like, too easy. There's such thing as too easy money. So basically, he's screwed. Like, he got convicted on all charges. The feds are a very high conviction rate, right around like 97%. So not surprising there. He should have took that plea deal, and I'm sure he's absolutely wishing he took that plea deal now. Do I think like he was maliciously out here, you know, doing the bidding of like these foreign nationals and these foreign representatives, and getting involved in politics and basically money laundering at that point? Like, do I think he was maliciously doing this? No. Do I think he thought he had a lick? Yes. I think that he thought he had an easy lick. He had the connections as an entertainer and probably being around like all these celebrities and stars and whatnot, that he could kind of be the middleman between them and get some easy money. He thought he had an easy lick. He thought he was the one. He thought the dude he was getting it from was the mark, but in fact, he was the useful idiot. He was the mark. He was being used, and he knew that he could use him. He gets caught, whatever. He goes away. I can just disappear. I'm not from the US. He was a useful idiot. I think that he probably had maybe some senses, like some shit is off, some shit's not quite right. But the money was so much, so easy, so like just there for the taking, that he couldn't turn it down. The greed is what got him in trouble. And now look at him. Instead of taking the plea deal, he's facing up to 2 decades in prison. Like, your life is over at that point. What is he, pushing 50? It's over. Come on, man. Like, damn. I feel bad for my boy, man. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. I just know after all those years, I always kind of wondered where Pras was getting his money from. I thought maybe he like signed some artist, or he was some kind of executive at somewhere, because the Fugees, as good as they were, they only had what, one true album that was a hit. Like, I don't even know any music that he put out ever since, and that was in the early 90s, and he's still out here stunting, big balling, showing all this money, living a lavish lifestyle. I know his, like, I know Lauryn Hill, Wyclef, I know they was looking at him like, I know you not making that much money from royalties. I know they were like, yo, where's you getting this bread from? It's kind of like tell of, you know, the old tale. When something seems too good to be true, it is probably too good to be true. He could have avoided this whole situation, but that money was looking too good, and now my boy looks like getting 2 decades in prison, which is crazy. If you're doing like bingo cards for 2022, Pras from the Fugees being a $20 million informant for the US government and a foreign operative would not be on that card. What a fucking wild year it's been.